All right. Hello.
Aloha.
Yeah, I got my video background on here. My office is kind of in shambles.
Oh, I know the feeling. I mean, look on the left side of the room where I'm at. It's a disaster.
Yeah, so I figured I'd go tropical where I wish I was.
That's where I feel like going right now.
All right. So, thanks for
So,
having me.
oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I figure, re restart the whole podcast thing because I had the other one,
I
and
think I've seen one episode of it. I threw it on like while ago.
yeah.
Was it on
So
YouTube?
no, it was on Spotify. It was
Okay.
the Texas Oil Man, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and do a new thing, and I'll say, all right. So we had to do the name selection, and it was a tough choice. So
All right. I had a podcast very briefly many years ago with some buddies. It was called The Men's Room. We just talked about
oh
man
man.
stuff, but it was short lived. It came and went.
Yeah, I feel that. I was originally gonna go with smooth like butter.
That would be good.
Yeah. But I just I said, let me just go to Welcome to My Place, off that one song. So I'm like, all right, just be more relaxed, laid back environment, whatever, nothing, nothing. I mean, people want to get personal, whatever, in their comfort zone, so be it,
Smooth
because,
like butter.
yeah, smooth like butter. I
So
don't
is this
like,
the first one, or did you say? I think
uh,
you
yeah,
said you
this
were doing
first
one.
one,
Oh, okay.
I was going to do, a regular episode, but had everything all over the place, doing the covers, recording, and then gym, then WWE and all that stuff. So
Busy
I'm like,
man.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, we'll just start off with an interview
All right.
episode, whatever. So
Yeah, I haven't been on a Zoom meeting in years since I was in college, I think, because I
oh
ended
really?
college in COVID. So I had to get it all updated and stuff. And I got my mic out. I tried
Yeah.
to get a different mic, but it wasn't working with the mic stand. I'm just got a rudimentary setup here running my
Yeah.
SM57.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, I had to download the app. I had to do all this, and then I was pretty much ready, and then ran into the camera issue. I'm like, well, what do you mean? I got the camera, working out and everything, and I'm like, it ain't coming up. I'm like, oh no. So I had to look it up and then say, well, there's a button on the side of the computer you gotta turn on. I'm like, really?
Huh. So the camera was like covered up.
Well, it was shut off.
Just shut. Okay. I mean, it's good that at least there's a switch because like my camera,
Yeah.
there's no switch. So
Oh,
I
really?
don't think I'll be like recorded, but you never know. You download something and it records you.
Well,
So
that's like what they have out those TVs from Walmart, whatever. You
oh
heard of
yeah.
those? They say, well, you bring them into your home and then they record you while you're watching TV and you won't even know it.
And that's why they're so cheap.
Yeah.
The TV's not the product, we're the product.
Yeah, we're the product. What? Oh, God, what are they doing?
Yeah, who knows what's going on over there at the Samsung headquarters.
Oh,
They got the
yeah.
tapes.
Yeah, they got every tape. They got tape on everybody. So, I mean, God knows what's on there. A couple trying to take their socks off and whatever. Ooh, they're struggling today. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So, my name is Mark. I live in Central California. So not any like the cool parts, but like in the middle of it. It's just really hot here.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, so that, it's all right. I like it. Some people like to complain, but I have fun out here. When I want to go somewhere cool, it's not too far from Bay Area or the coast.
Oh, okay. I
So,
was thinking when you were saying I was thinking Palm Springs or whatever.
no, I'm in like right in the middle of it,
Oh,
between like
okay.
LA and San Francisco. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So what they call that? SoCal.
they call it like the Valley, Central Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, CV all day.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm a musician. I play mostly guitar. I played bass in the band. I'm trying to learn drums right now, but I'm not very good. I can fool you into thinking I can play drums for about 10
Right.
seconds and then it falls apart. But yeah, I just love music. So I
Yeah.
play in bands, like to record, collect records and tapes and all that stuff. So that's kind of my thing.
Right.
It's
Right.
what I was thinking we could talk about today. Of course, music.
Oh, yeah. Well, we go on
Um,
for hours.
yeah, I was sad today, very sad. Shed a tear for Brian Wilson. Rest in peace.
Oh, that's right. I saw some. Well, I just be going through my phone, while I'm eating. I'm focused on the food. I'm like, okay, who's this? And then I go back like, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
so he's the best Beach Boy. Not too many bands where there's like a best member, but he's definitely the one for them and super influential, both directly and indirectly, I'd say. I mean, I love his music, but even if I'd never listened to the Beach Boys, his
right,
stamp is on the Ramones and Animal Collective and all kinds of
right.
stuff.
Well, I mean, you're in a perfect place right now, Aruba.
So, yeah, playing some Surfing USA out here.
Yeah. Aruba, Jamaica, come on. I knew that song first from watching the Muppets growing up. So I'm like, and then I realized it was Beatles later on. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
it really, I mean, all that 60s stuff, you got the foundation of Beatles and Beach Boys, Rolling Stones, that everything just follows that. And
oh yeah,
you're either influenced by it or you could say you're not, but whatever you listen to, that's what they were listening to in terms of like
well
rock
that
music, because you got, your soul and R&B outside of that.
right,
Um, but yeah, that's it. I love the
right,
60s stuff and everything in between. I like finding like the path of the influence from how we get from Beatles to stuff today and all the independent groups in between.
right. Yeah, I know totally. Yeah, I like all the Motown, Philadelphia International Records. That's probably one of my favorite soul labels because they had the Spinners, they had Teddy Pendergrass,
Oh
Harold
yeah.
Melvin, the Blue Notes, and all them. And I
I need to
mean,
listen to some more soul. I was into that a few years ago a lot, and then everything comes and goes. You get into one
oh
thing, get
yeah,
into something else.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love my favorites are Delphonics. That's some Philly soul
uh,
right there.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
rock. Curtis Mayfield, great, great musician.
And you got the staple singers from Stax and all them, Mavis Staples, and uh, they got one guy named Jay Blackfoot. I forgot the name of the group he was in, but he has a famous song called Taxi. I don't know if you ever heard of it,
No,
but
I'll look it up on my Spotify here.
I think it came out in the 80s, I think, maybe
Ta-
late 70s.
Taxi by who?
Jay Blackfoot.
All right. Saved it.
Yes.
I'll be listening to it later.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I like listening to all that stuff. And then, all the way up to the early 2000s, up to like 2006, and then I'm like, you already know.
Yeah, I got out there, man. It's the internet changing
Yeah,
things. I
like
feel
like
like you
I
can't have soul on the internet. Soul and the internet are just like not in the same, like algorithms and social media and soul music. It's very hard for that to mesh well together.
right. I mean, like
Not it's impossible. You find a way, of course.
oh yeah. Well, I just use YouTube all the time. Then of course, I got Apple Music through my phone provider, so I don't have to pay for that. So I just go on there, whatever. I just stumble across some on YouTube. I'm like, oh, well, that's like lately I've been on this Charlie Wilson kick for the last few days. Like uh first name Charlie, last name Wilson, and just all his catalog, the Gap band and all
Oh
that.
yeah, I've listened to them.
So I've just been on the kick of that lately. Then I switch it up to the serious Houston rap, whatever. I'm like, all right, let's go ahead turn this on.
Yeah, I
So
used to listen to a lot of rap, but the last few years, I just haven't. I'm not huge on lyrics typically. I'm more of the music and the beat, the chord changes, and just kind of songwriting in that realm rather than like the words.
right,
So rap is all focused on the lyrics, and because I'm not super into
right,
lyrics, then it doesn't connect. And
right.
also, like, I understand I'm just some dorky white guy from right here. So I listen to rap songs. I'm like, I'm not going to pretend like I really connect with it. Not that there's anything
Right,
wrong with that, but I know me, and I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't me. I'm not going to act like it is because I think it's funny when people do that when it's clearly like they're so far removed from the music. You get these
right.
teenage kids
Oh,
from affluent
oh,
backgrounds talking about Chicago and old block. It's like, yeah, dude, you're not anything to do with that. You can like the music, but don't pretend that you know
right.
all about that. So,
Well, I just can't get past the production now because it's all the same melody, the same kindergarten piano, if you know what I'm talking about. It's like
oh yeah, it's all the guys
do, do,
watching
do,
the same
do.
tutorials on YouTube and TikTok, and they're making the same beats.
Yeah. And they use Splice and all that, and then they want to charge. Oh well, on BeatStars, I don't know if you ever heard BeatStars. It's where you go on there, buy your beats and all that, like I do. And you go on there. Well, we won 1,200 for this. I'm
Oh,
like, what? What?
that's crazy. That's like a whole studio session. That's
Right.
you can,
Yeah.
yeah, you can do a lot with that.
Yeah. I can do one song. Well, I do one song in Nashville for
I do have another
probably two.
guest that wants to make an appearance here.
Uh-oh.
This is Antonio. He wants
Antonio
to say hi.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Hi, Antonio. And then his little brother Beavis, he's around, but I don't know if Beavis will make an
Yeah.
appearance. Beavis. No, they're
Then I
waiting for
got
food.
I got Callie over
Oh
here,
yeah,
her spot. So
good kitty.
yeah. So yeah. That's
I got I got two guys around Christmas, brothers, and
oh, did you?
I think that's the way to go. Is two cats. Um,
Oh, really?
because they play with each other, they keep each other busy. If I'm out at work, they're running around, and when I come home, they're sleeping together in the bed. It's the most adorable thing. So
Right. Yeah.
love these little
It is.
guys.
That's all I do on the Instagram now and my personal Facebook. I just go on there like cat pictures, cat videos, and all that. And that's about it. And then, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I actually have an automatic feeder for them. So I don't ever have to like feed them. It just does it on a schedule and I fill it up,
Right.
once a week or so. And they're funny because they're gonna eat in like an hour and a half, but they kind of have no lives. Um,
Right.
So if they eat at 4:30 and it's 3 o'clock, they're gonna sit there right at the bowl and just wait. I'm like, don't you guys have anything better to do? Come on. And they eat like 4 times a day. So if they're eating at 9 p.m., they're waiting there at 7:30.
Sound
I
like
could
me.
understand getting there 10 minutes early, but I
Right.
mean, they are also kept inside today. I don't know if hopefully you won't be able to hear anything, but I'm getting like trees trimmed in my backyard. So there's chainsaws and there's guys doing power
Uh,
washing on the house. I don't know. Landlord has all this stuff going on, so it's pretty crazy over here.
well, I can't hear
Uh,
it.
But the cats are all upset because I'm keeping them inside. I'm like, if you're out there, you're gonna get curious. You're gonna watch, and they're gonna
Right.
drop a log
Yeah.
on your head. So we're gonna
Exactly.
keep you in.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally know what you mean by that. That's when I came home today, I had to mess around with the thermostat a little bit because it's a little bit, hot outside.
Well,
Like
it's June.
eight, 884, I came home at room temperature 69. I like it cool.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. So, and I just wait a little bit, and I was already get kind of pissed because I was like, why is it hot? But I bumped it up 70 after it, went back in the cycle again. I said, this is a new system. It shouldn't be doing this, but I had talked to a relative of mine. She said, well, you're going to have to put on 70, in the summertime so it won't die on you. So
Hmm.
I'm like, well, I never thought of that. So,
Yeah, it gets real hot. We hit like over 110 out here.
woo!
Not yet. It's only going to be in the 90s today, but it's pretty miserable in the summer. July
Dang.
is just not fun.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
I'm looking at my 10-day forecast and I don't see 100 degrees on there. That's pretty awesome. I see 98, but we're not hitting triple digits yet. That's
Uh,
nice out here. 94. Oh my gosh, I'll
but
take that.
but do y'all get forest fires where you're at?
Oh, sort of by me, but not really where I'm at. Like my house would never burn down in the fire.
Oh,
I
okay.
hope I would, yeah, because so California's geography, it's like got two mountain ranges. It's
Hmm.
like I forget. I think it's like the coastal. I probably should know, but like near the coast, there's like a small mountain range.
Right.
And then there's the Sierra Nevadas on the eastern side. That's where like Yosemite is and Sequoia and all
Hmm.
that. And then in between that is the valley that I'm in.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's very flat, a lot of farmland. So like the fires are up in the mountains where there's like a bunch of trees and stuff because there's trees everywhere. But here it's just like fields. So like there will be fires, but not where I'm at. But we'll get to smoke, and that'll be really bad. I've had like when I was
Yeah.
in college. Excuse me.
Hmm.
Sorry, they would like cancel class sometimes because it was too smoky outside. Because they didn't want you
Right.
like walking around in the smoke. I guess I loved it. I was like, this is cool. I don't have to
Yeah.
go to school today. I can hang out at home.
Right. I'll stay home.
In
Then they
2020, at the peak of COVID, in like May or
uh
June, there was a real bad fire. I forget where. I think it was up in like Northern California, and it was just orange outside. There was so much smoke that everything was orange. It looked like a sci-fi movie. It was crazy. Like you do a filter
yeah.
on Instagram, and it's not as crazy as what was going on. So that was wild. Definitely didn't want to go outside for a run on that day.
Oh no. Be choking on the air and all that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, not for me. I'll stay inside today.
Yeah, it was funny because they're like, "Oh, it's COVID. You can't meet with anyone. If you have to do anything, do it outside.
Oh
All your
yeah,
events
yeah.
outside." And then that happened, and they're like, "No one can do anything outside. You got to be inside, but you can't be inside because of COVID." So it was just like nobody can do anything but
I
stay
I,
home.
I remember when they shut down the gym for a few months out here, whatever, and I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out, because
Yeah, I bet.
that's my stress reliever, whatever, and I was kind of big in the belly a little bit. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then next thing you know, they opened back up and then they did a temperature check, you know, on
Oh, those are
everybody.
so funny.
Yeah.
Because I was working a job where I like had one of those briefly, and I was pointing at anything. I was like, "Does this
Right.
do anything?" I'm pointing at my head. I'm pointing it at a
Yeah.
rock in the sun. Every time it just beeps and says "okay,"
Right.
and but everyone's like, "Okay, they got the little temperature gun. This is fine."
Right.
Silly
Well,
times.
I remember just walking in and nobody could sip water before they go in or anything because
Oh,
your they would say your temperature drops and they'd be like, yeah, you can't work out today. I'm like, what? I just drank water. And I'm like, well, for future reference, don't do that next time. I'm like, and eventually that gym shut down because it had financial issues,
hmm.
whatever, and then it turned into like a hospital wellness place, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Are you in the gym 7 days a week?
I'm in the gym now 6 days a week.
Okay, gotta have
Now,
that rest.
yeah. Now, last year, like around shoot, whole month of May and June, I was going every day because I was dealing with uh Cali stuff and everything, and you know, so I need to do something, and then I was taking the pre-workout, which I don't do pre-workout anymore, just because the morning she passed, I was doing pre-workout, and I stayed up till 6 because that stuff it will keep you up.
I've
So
never
I,
messed with that, but
yeah,
I hear
but
it gets all fired up.
uh, so I quit. I quit taking it just because of that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because if I wouldn't take it and just take some like like one of the drinks I drink now, like Rain, Ghost, C4, whatever, like a regular carbonated drink, I would, gone to bed regular time, but just then with all that around that time, then just missed the opportunity of seeing her the last time, that
Yeah.
that just crushed me. So I said, I just changed everything up and everything like that. I said, I will never get back on that stuff ever again.
I had a weird moment a couple weeks ago. My like family dog, he's like probably like 13. He's a boxer, pit bull, big guy, but definitely old. And
Yeah,
my dad called me. His leg has been messed up. I go over and he's barely walking. It's not good. It's like he is not getting
right,
around. My dad told me he had a hard time and got like stuck in the dog door or something. And we were gonna take him to the vet. My dad really made it seem like we were gonna take him to the vet and that was gonna be it. The way he
right.
talked to me on the phone, I was like, okay, I understand. Bummed out. So I got off work. It was a short day. I go over and my dad's not home. So I'm just laying with the dog, petting him, talking to him. I'm tearing up because I'm thinking we're going to take him to the vet and that's going to be it. That's what my dad said. And then he comes home and my dad's like, all right, we'll go take him to the vet. We'll get him checked out, see what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, we're just gonna get him checked out, and we took him to the vet, and he's got some issues, but it's not too bad. And they got him on some painkillers, and he's fine now. He's
yeah,
still a little slow, but I'm glad that he's still around. But my dad, he just totally made it seem like we were gonna go put him down, and
yeah,
was all upset. And then my dad's like, oh no, we're just gonna go get him looked at. I'm like, oh, so
yeah,
yesterday I was
yeah,
spending some time with him and
right.
appreciating it.
Yeah, Callie weighed about 4 pounds when she passed.
Wow.
And I mean, they had her on different kind of stuff, and I tried to tell the veterinarian. I said, like they gave her like the pill thyroid stuff, whatever, and that was doing all right. But you know how cats are. They gonna know something's up, whatever. When you put something in their food or whatever.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
get real weird.
what are you doing to me? But she ran out of that stuff. She was like on steroid, whatever, because she had cancer, whatever,
Oh,
and so I had this original stuff they told me to order. It's like a gel stuff you put in their ear, and that was really kind of affecting her. So I told her, I said, no, she was cats don't like you doing
oh
thing
no.
to them weird, whatever,
And it's so hard
hold
when you want to
on,
help them.
yeah, and so I told him, I said, you got a pill pill format of this because this ain't gonna work out. This ain't it. I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. You should say something. I'm like, I'm like, okay, whatever. And so eventually she ran out of that stuff, and then they told me to give her that stuff I got before, and I'm putting it in her ear every time I put it in her ear. She wasn't herself. Like it does something to her, like a side effect,
Mm-hmm.
and it would slow her down. She was laying her head in the water bowl, whatever,
Oh, that's really
and
sad.
she wouldn't eat any food for like a couple weeks, whatever, and she started eating again. This was before I started giving her that stuff, and she started eating again, and then I gave her that stuff, and then she passed away July 14th on that morning. And I gave her some. They told me to get her some calorie gel, whatever, and give it to her. And you got to put like in the syringe, whatever. So I did that and try to feed her whatever, through syringe too. And all that stuff was too much for her, and she was just not even herself. And then I woke up around 10 o'clock that morning, and she was like gone.
Oh man.
So just dealing with all that, I'm thinking about it every single day.
Yeah.
So
Are you
just
thinking about getting a new cat?
I mean, I got a neighborhood cat that comes around. I feed it, but other than that, nah, I can't.
Yeah.
It just don't fit. Like like if there was like a kitten on the that got dumped, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, and I happened to run across it, then probably in that situation,
When
I
the time's
probably,
right, you'll know.
yeah. But they the original owner of Cali, I got her back in 2009 working my first job, and somebody dumped her out in the parking lot at my job, and my sister brought her home, and I started playing with her, whatever, and she ended up being mine, and we've been glues, since day one. So you just grew up with that cat, whatever, for 15 years. It's gonna take a toll on you. So
Yeah.
that's why for the longest time last summer, I didn't even want to do anything. I tried to go out, perform. I couldn't do that. I just was in the right headspace. Like I wasn't really myself up till January of this year. So I mean,
Wow.
yeah, it was just a whole lot to deal with. Still is, like the morning times and the evening times. That be the worst time, dealing with all that. Like waking up this morning, that's who I was calling for this morning. And, it's just like, am I having a bad dream that they don't It still don't seem real, whatever.
Trying to get my
So,
little Beavis over here to say hello. Beavis, come on, buddy. Oh,
Mavis.
come on, Beavis. He's a good little guy.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is Beavis. Beavis and Antonio. They're my
Is
baby
that
boys.
what do they call a tuxedo cat?
Tuxedo. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very handsome. He's a little guy too. His brother's much bigger than
Oh, really?
him. This guy, he's got short legs, but he probably weighs more than his brother. He's built like a fire hydrant. All right, he got real comfy in my lap here.
Yeah. That's how my cat would be. She would just lay in my lap and I'd be on the computer or something, you know. She was a lap cat, so wherever I'd be sitting, she would want to come sit on my lap
Nope.
and be
Yeah,
like,
I'm hoping to sit here more. I never sit in this room in the office because I don't really like work from home or anything. But I
yeah,
want to do some music stuff this summer because I'm off for the summer.
yeah. You were
So,
telling me that.
um,
How long you got off for? Something like 2 months or?
yeah, I go back in August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so got some plenty of time to do stuff, write music, record, play with some
Yeah.
friends.
Do whatever you want to do as long as it's
Mhm.
legal.
Always.
Don't want to be like me this morning watching Cold Case, whatever. I'm like, all right, I just it starts off with one video on YouTube, then your
Oh
whole
yeah.
recommendation changes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram Reels is my killer.
Oh,
I
really?
get time off and I open one and then I just keep going.
Yeah,
And I send them all to my buddies. I got a group chat. This is a good one. Got to send it to the group chat.
yeah,
The based individuals, as we're called.
yeah. Yeah, I got the search page. What do you call it? The for you page, whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's all jacked up right now. I'm like, this ain't even accurate.
What's on it? If you open it up right now, what do you tell me 5 posts? I'll pull up mine.
It'd be like gym dudes, gym girls, just different stuff, and
All right, mine. I
oh,
got marble racing. I'm into watching those. I want to have a gambling
okay,
night with my friends where we just gamble on like marble races or like random stuff on YouTube. I got pizza, NFL video game, and salmon noodles. Looks like they cut salmon real thin into noodles. Yeah, I don't know what this stuff is, but yeah, those Instagram videos they'll get me.
yeah. I mean, I just all right, this, that. All
Are
right,
you
I'm
working on
done.
any music this summer?
I am. Like I already got a song that's already. Well, I got a couple songs already ready to be mixed, but just like I'm not in
Oh,
a
are you still
rush.
looking for someone to mix?
I am.
Okay, I do have a friend that mixes a lot. He's mixed stuff from my friends. I think he said he reached out to you. His name's Kurt. He's great.
Uh, maybe I
Yeah,
can't.
he'd probably DM'd you on Instagram. I don't know if you got like a bunch of stuff on there, but his name's Kurt, and he's good at mixing. He's done a lot of good stuff. If you're looking
Okay.
for that.
Yeah. Well, I got because I just like I got a bunch of songs I gotta re-record, like because I was gonna do the country album last summer, but I was dealing with
Yeah.
lost cow, and then I didn't want to do anything, and and all that, so I was in right headspace. But now I'm going back to. Ooh, there was a burp. He finally burped, y'all. um, so I'm going back and re-recording the ones that need me. So I got like so far. Four more that need to be re-record
And this is
and
a country project.
yeah, country project.
Okay.
Because I was like, because I got some soul stuff, but I just hit writer's block on a few of them. And I'm like, all right, let me come back and let me do this country thing for a minute.
Yeah. It's
And
cool. You got the two sides
yeah,
of Bo Daddy.
the man of many ways.
Do you listen to a lot of country music yourself, or
No, not I used to a whole lot, but I just like the newer stuff I can't listen to.
oh no,
Like anything new I can't listen to.
you're
Um,
not a big Luke Bryan guy?
no,
Me neither.
I just can't. Now if the artists I grew up listening to, if they come out with new music, I'll listen to that. But all this new stuff, like they got a song out right now, rap song called "What the Hell,"
Oh
and
yeah,
that now it's popping up on every video on Instagram with those influencers because that's what they do. They pay these influencers to use the songs, whatever. And so, that be a way. Oh well,
you
we
don't even
don't
need to
want
write a
to.
song anymore these days. All you have to be able to write is about 15 seconds. That's gonna
Oh
catch your
yeah,
ear. The rest of
yeah.
the song doesn't matter. If you get the 15
Oh yeah.
seconds for the TikTok video, you're good to go.
Right. Well, that's what it's all about. That's like I said, when that what's that song came out, it's supposed to be bro country, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Fancy like Applebee's on a Saturday night. Uh, I
They
forget,
just don't make
babe.
records like they used to. It used to be
Yeah,
you're gonna make a whole record. But
yeah,
now with streaming and stuff, it's even easier to release a single, and even the single is too much. It's just the 15 seconds for the clip. When
yeah.
we used to be, not we, but like people used to be like, "Oh, this new record came out. Let's listen to the whole album." And the big
Right.
artists, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
When you
It,
write, do you write for more of an album approach or more of like a song by song?
I do song by song. So
And then you just get a collection you like and
yeah.
do an album.
And I just piece them together, whatever, and just go from there. And I don't really go with certain. Oh well, it's gonna be the concept of the album. I just go by the song, like how the style of the song is, and then I write to it, and then record it, and then change the lyrics in the middle of the process of
Oh yeah.
recording it.
So what's your recording process like? Do you use that microphone there?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a
So
blue?
yeah, this is a blue microphone. I used to have Telefunken, but it was just a little bit too much. And then I kind of downsized last summer, and because I had to pay for the vet bills and all that,
Yeah.
so I sold that stuff off and got the downgrade of the blue
Is
microphone
that
and
a USB? Does it just
no.
plug straight into the computer? Or do you have an interface?
It's a it's plug into the interface.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that's what
it's
I'm.
a USB interface, Focusrite.
All right.
So I did had a Universal Apollo.
Oh yeah, those are
I'm
nice.
I'm like, man, and that's what I that's what I need right now,
You'll get back there, do a couple more song
Yeah,
requests.
yeah, yeah. It takes a little bit. They probably still got mine up there at Guitar Center because that's where I took it at, and
Okay.
then Guitar Center got picky on taking things now. Well, now we got to do this fingerprinting and all this.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. I
for
haven't
the
bought anything from
FBI
there in a while.
background check, and yeah, it's totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
At
You
least
ever
this one
bike?
up here where I'm at, I mean, it's never busy anymore.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of gear hunting on like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. You can get deals on there. It's just you never know
Yeah,
what you're gonna get. And then if you find something you like, it's still iffy on your
yeah.
you're gonna get it.
Do you want to trade? No, I don't want to trade. Yeah, just go ahead, give it to me.
Or you got up for 200. Will you take 100? No.
No,
Or they always want you to drive real far. Like, well, I can't pick it up, but I live an hour away. Can you bring it to me? No, I
no.
don't want to do that. I just want to
Uh,
make money.
what kills me? You try to sell something on there for 200. If you're sitting on there for a while, and all of a sudden you get somebody, yeah, can I give you $20 for it? I'm like, no, I'm not desperate.
You ever hit yard sales? You can get some stuff there sometimes.
Around here, probably not. They're just selling, old lady hens stuff, whatever. Oh well, Margaret, she's moving, or whatever.
She moved on.
She moved on to the sky up above, estate sale, get the pottery collection.
Those are good. You get some good stuff there. All right. So I'm just curious about your creative process because I like to record and stuff too. So that's your setup. What program do you use? Because like I record
All
with
right.
Logic on the Mac.
I got a Reaper.
Reaper. Okay. I have always heard good things about that one.
Yeah, and I'm still using the free version of it and works
Oh,
just
I heard it's
fine.
great. That it's like the best
Yeah,
free one.
yeah. So I mean, you could pay for the license, but I'm like, I mean, it's $60, whatever, pay for a license. But I'm like, let me ride it out until they get rid of it.
Do you add on much other than vocals, or you just like get your beats and then sing over it?
I get the tracks, whatever, and then load up the stems and all that. It just depends on what the producer, how they line up their tracks. Because I got the country guy, he lines them up completely different from the MP, the wave, MP3, whatever, than the stem. So the time signature on the stems will be off from the regular bounce down. So you had
Mm,
to record with the stems, and you're like, man. Then you got
interesting.
raised levels on every single one and everything
Yeah.
like that. So I mean, I just prefer just you know load up the bounce down and record with that because most of the time with the bounce downs, I load them up and they already have uh where you come in on the verse, where you come in on the chorus and all that. Like they will have it mapped out. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I know how much time I got recording the chorus hook, whatever they call it.
How
So
long does it take for you to do a song? Like you got the lyrics written, you got the beat. How long does it take for you to like find the way you want to do it? Because I get
it
stuck in that forever. I'll record the guitar parts, get drums on there, and I know the words, and it takes me forever, and usually I
it
just don't finish it.
it just depends on the song. Like the song I recorded the other day only took me 15 minutes, 15 20 minutes. Because I already knew majority of it, like
Okay.
the chorus or whatever now, and a little bit of the verses. I just switched them up a little bit, and then I was done like in like less than 30 minutes. And then some they can take up 2 hours.
Have you ever recorded in a studio or just at home?
Last time I recorded in a studio, shoot, oh man, it was years ago, like 2019.
Okay.
So I just got tired, spending the money, and then because around here, you got you got the local musicians, but they're all doing the cover bands and all that, and then they're kind of hard to contact, and they got, they want to have this, have that, got their own. I'm like, I found somebody online like Fiverr or whatever. So and hire somebody off Fiverr and have them record like a trumpet part or whatever, guitar
Mm.
part, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can spend less money recording at the house, the vocals at the house, then going down the studio, and then you probably won't be in the right state of mind that day to record vocals, and you're like, well, I got this pocket full of $400, but I don't want to record vocals today, or you might be sick or something, and then you gotta reschedule. So now I'm like, I record when I want to. So if I'm in the mood, really, like, all right, yeah, I'm in the mood, record, and I just go ahead, get everything set up, and hopefully got a smooth recording session on Reaper. Lately, it's been kind of jacking out, whatever, like, I don't know, it had to do with this mouse I got, used for the computer, whatever, but it's like, it's like, what's going on? Is it me, or is it like too much going on,
So much technology in music. It's
Yeah,
always something, a cable or a mic or a,
yeah.
you never know.
And I gotta have the headphone level on sky high, because a little bit on sky high, because I want to, I'm more a vocal guy, so I want to hear everything had to do with vocals. So I would jack it up on the headphone level, and that way I won't be, kind of overdoing it, and I know where I need to stand and everything as far recording into the mic and
Hmm.
whatnot.
When I've recorded
So
drums at home, it's always been really hard for me to hear the track that I'm playing to and the
yeah.
click and everything, and then be able to drum. That you get lost real fast.
Oh, of course. Well, in this room I'm in right now, I got too much going on, so it's like, I had to do those cover videos lately with the microphone and all that.
Yeah.
Because on the Hotel California, I tried to do it the regular way. I put the phone on the stand, whatever, and try to have everything. And then I'm trying to look at but then I'm looking at everything over here, and I got the music playing. I'm like, yeah, let me try to hook up the microphone, try to do all that, which is three times harder, because then you got to bounce sound the
Oh yeah.
video, and then you got to do a light mix on the vocals and all that, and then I don't
Okay,
mess
so you do
around.
that for all the cover videos?
Yeah,
Okay, because I
for
know it's like, do you still charge $5 for those?
yeah, it's
Okay,
two for five right now.
two for five. Oh, a deal. I
Yeah,
like
so
the What's New Pussycat. That was a good one.
yeah,
Because I'm
that
sure there's a
one
lot
time.
that goes into that. Because we see the 30-second clip, but I know you gotta like covers are tough. You gotta learn the song and figure out how it goes, get the lyrics up, pull it up.
Oh yeah,
So
I gotta go click here, click there, and click on the phone, and then that's like the other day. I was I think I would. It was a Hotel California. The first take on that was better than the third take, and I had food sitting on the stove and whatever. I was ready to eat and everything, and I was trying to hurry up and trying not to get pissed off, which I was already pissed. I'm like, man, I'm hungry, I'm trying to do all this, and then I forgot hit record on the camera and on the on the phone, whatever. And I said, man, this is too much, but I did on the third try. And I'm like, all right, I'm done for tonight. And then I ate, and then after that, I tried to do the whole thing on trying to sync it up and everything like that. I'm like, man, this takes about 2 hours a day just doing one 30-second video.
Man, I knew it was a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah. But the regular format, I just put the phone on there and then turn on the karaoke track and just do it like that. And then, and then
Do you normally
lately
do
I,
them in one take, or do you sometimes have to like do it again?
sometimes be about two or three. And then I'll be halfway through the thing, and then I will mess up one word. I'm like, we got to do it all over again. And we were real close on everything too. So it takes a lot of time. And
Yeah.
today I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything today other than cameos. I
Well, I
do.
remember way back, I got my buddies all excited, the band I play in. I requested one of our songs, and you did it, and all my friends, you got Bo Daddy doing our song? I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
what was that? Ted Barber.
yep, yep.
Oh,
So,
are you in that band or you?
yeah, that's the group that I play guitar in right now.
Oh, okay.
We are now known
Cause
as Evil Laugh.
Evil Laugh.
Yeah, I used to be under his name, but now we have the name Evil Laugh. So
Oh, okay.
we don't play too much. We used to play more, but we're all just kind of doing other stuff right now.
Oh yeah. Well,
But
that's like me right now. Like, if you got so much going on right now in the real world, whatever, I'm like, I think now's the right time to sit back and just record an album, and then because when I was traveling doing them shows, like going to
I
Louisiana,
was
the
gonna say you
one
went
down
down to
there.
Louisiana. That was cool.
Oh man, I was on 2 hours of sleep. I was at the airport trying to get some food. Almost waited an hour, and then they had to change my food because they didn't have chicken. and and then got on the plane, ears popping out of hell, and I was paranoid and everything because they had to put my luggage in the valet compartment,
Mm.
whatever, because they didn't have enough room. The plane was packed. So we flying all the way down there to Dallas, and I literally had, I don't know, you ever been to Dallas
Yep,
airport?
been there a few times.
Oh
All those
man.
terminals goes all around.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, man, this is too much. And literally had
Hmm.
like 2 minutes before the Louisiana plane was about to take off, go to Louisiana, and it was a two-seater plane, legs sticking out in the aisle. They were saying, "Well, you need to put your leg in between the seat." What I said, it can't fit.
Oh
It
man, I would
can't
not
fit.
have fun on that plane. Yeah, I got long legs. I'm a big guy, so
Yeah, don't go on American Airlines.
I am flying to Dallas in like a week or two. Let me check my
Oh
calendar.
Lord, yeah, you gotta get one of them trains and whatever, and then flying back was like kind of worse because I had to get something to eat while I was just landing in Dallas, and because the plane was delayed in Lafayette, and I'm like, man, we gonna land what, like, just trying to land a plane in Dallas from Louisiana. You go all the way on the other end of the airport, sitting on the airplane because they got so much going on, whatever. I'm like, oh man, everybody gonna miss their flight, whatever. I ain't gonna get it home till like 1 in the morning,
Ugh.
whatever. And and I got a California Pizza Kitchen sub, whatever. Don't ever eat those. It was hard as a rock.
It was a sandwich?
Yeah, yeah, it was a
Huh.
turkey
I want to get
sandwich,
that.
and it was hard as a rock. Paid
I
twenty
made that
dollars
chopped
for that.
Italian sandwich earlier today. That was
Oh, I bet
good.
it was.
The
But
pepperoni. I've been snagging on pepperoni big time, and
oh,
just
really?
chopped it up with some provolone and lettuce, tomato, onion, pepperoni, olive. Oh man, that's good stuff. Talking
Yeah,
about your
dude.
sandwich, giving me sandwich flashbacks.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't
Was
had sandwich.
Louisiana fun though? Were you in New Orleans?
No, I was in
Oh,
Lafayette,
that's right.
so
That's right.
it it was like a small town, whatever.
Is it pretty
So
crazy out there? Or
no, it was pretty laid back.
okay,
Like I mean, the hotel was like 5 minutes away, and then but I DoorDash everything. I had a kitchen in the room because I paid for the kitchen and all that in the room, paid in advance and all
did you
that.
get pretty rowdy on the night of the show? I mean, if I'm thinking I'm playing 5 minutes from my hotel, I'm planning on walking back with a
Uh,
couple drinks in me.
it, it was about I think a 10 minute drive,
Oh, okay.
but I'm like I was dehydrated that day of the show, so my voice went out on gonna give it to you. I'm like, I don't know what just happened.
Before you get on stage, do you ever like have like a drink or two, or do you go up there?
I
Um,
usually
'Cause
now
I usually have a couple drinks before I get up on stage.
I usually just drink water and I do set of push ups and get the blood flowing and all that, and then try not to be gassed up by the time I get up
That's
there.
probably smarter than my approach.
Yeah. And then now, the last show I had, I just been taking lemons up on stage, sucking on the lemons, keep my voice
Lemons?
break. Yeah,
I haven't heard
lemons.
that one.
Just sucking on the lemons and make
I'll
make
be
the
darned.
make the voice real clear or whatever.
Huh.
So I did that, and then you usually it'd be a fight to get your sound right at these shows.
Oh yeah. I
You
get that.
know,
They always get mad because my guitar amp's too loud. Like, turn it
yeah,
down. I'm like, all right. And
yeah,
I
turn
want
it
it to be
down.
loud.
Yeah, I like, I went out in the crowd area in the Cincinnati show. I was telling Cabell, I'm like, hey, I was being like real analytical about everything with it, and or whatever. And I'm like, you need to be right here, and blah blah blah, like Hollywood, whatever. I'm like, we gotta have it like this, we gotta have it like that, and then
Sound like my buddy
then
Ted.
yeah. But I just want everybody to hear the vocals, and then by showtime, I don't know what happened. They turned up the volume on the music, and it was like most of the time, whenever I get up there, I'm like, is anybody really hearing all this? I mean, the Louisiana sound got perfect, perfect, but just the one up there in Cincinnati, it's like, I'm like, is anybody hearing the vocals come out? And then it'd be quiet part of the song. Okay, it's coming out. I think, the volume too loud on some of these tracks, whatever. And, I'm like, oh, here we go. The usual got to fight on stage.
It's rough.
Yeah, got to
You
fight
ever
the
hit like
microphone.
local karaoke?
We got one. We got a couple joints around here, but
I go to that
I,
sometimes.
oh, you do sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not good, but it's fun.
Yeah, I go gym. I just do this, and that's about it. I don't really go out. So because everything costs money. So
Yeah. Did you always know that you wanted to be a musician, like when you were younger? What was like high school Bo Daddy Harris like?
uh, the high school era. Well, I was really heavy into the rap stuff and all that and country stuff. So the separate, you know, and I just listen to the music, But I always wrote songs and all that and everything like that. But I didn't really get into like trying to sing whatever until I got out of high school, and then I just started by myself, and then eventually took the vocal lessons back in 2017, and then periodically I take some time off, whatever, and then COVID hit, and then I got COVID, and then I'm like, all right, and then it wasn't up till late last year, and when I took lessons again,
I remember
and
seeing
then
that.
I mean, yeah, it grew on me. It grew on me to doing all this stuff, and then I always wrote lyrics for girls at the job I was working at. When I got out of high school and all that,
What
I'm
was that?
writing
Was that like
lyrics. Huh?
what job was that?
That was a retail job, J.C. Penney.
Okay.
So I write a song for trying to get with the different girls around the J.C. Penney, whatever.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
That's just how I was. All right, we're on from Jenny to Mindy, and we're on to Cassandra, and Tiffany next, and whatever. And then eventually, I just stopped after a while. I was like, they ain't feeling this.
Yeah, I worked at a coffee shop for a few years, and I might have wrote some songs about you know, some of the stuff there. I get it.
I mean, now I'm just like, well, I bring out the old ones out every once in a while, and I'll just sing about that situation, whatever. And like the one on that "Gonna Give It to You" album, I forgot the name of that song. Oh, you should have known that if you ever heard that song. That song was really based on a true story because I mentioned J.C. Penney in there. I said, "Oh, this girl done me wrong and everything. She wanted to get together. Next thing you know, she was dodging the bullet with me and everything like that." I'm like, and then I think now she's married, got already had 3 kids, whatever. I don't know. I'm like, oh well, it what is.
Sometimes, yeah, I get it. I've been
Yeah.
there. One of my favorite Bo Daddy tracks. I've always loved it. Space Pimp.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it
Yeah.
is about that one. It came on one day when I was running, and I just was
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah. That was the little narration and singing, whatever, talking about some space pimp stuff, whatever.
I got the headphones on. I'm out there running and sweating. I was like, this is what I need right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I think I got several more of stuff like that. I have to check into it on my hard drive, wherever it is. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that I'm like, all right, let's see what we come up with. And I think that track was sent around for maybe half a year before I even put it out.
Hmm.
And I'm like, all right, let me go ahead full round with this and put it on out. And next thing you know, yeah, it was jamming on Spotify, whatever the proper word is. Oh, you now got 200 plays on Spotify. I said, oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
good.
do you listen to any podcasts? Because I mean, we're on the podcast here. Are there any
Oh,
podcasts
well,
that you like?
I usually listen more wrestling stuff than anything.
So like
But I,
discussing wrestling.
yeah, like
Okay.
Busted Open Radio with Bully Ray, Mark Henry, and
Oh,
Tommy Dreamer and Dave LaGreca. I listen to all that.
some
Well,
tough
they actually,
SOBs.
yeah, they got the videos on YouTube, so I usually watch it on YouTube, whatever, and just do it like that. And but normally I really can't, I'm just a music guy, so I just really listen to music stuff. Now I did check out a Tim McGraw interview on Tracy Lawrence podcast the other day, but it was video format, whatever. So and I was just hearing him talk, whatever. Yeah, I take lemons up on the stage and I hit one of the band members with a lemon and he wouldn't talk to me a couple days.
Hey, that's funny. Um, so I was telling you about my buddy Kurt that mixes.
Yeah,
He's a great musician, and if you want him to lay a track and stuff, he can play
yeah.
drums, guitar. He'll play anything you need for your song. He mixes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lemon tree in my backyard, and one night we were having fun. I made big pot of beef stew, had the guys over. We're eating beef stew, getting rowdy. We were in the backyard running around, and we were throwing
Mm-hmm.
lemons at each other. I had one, I threw it at him.
Real.
He got it. He chucked it at me. He's a baseball player. He was. So he's got an arm, and it hit me right in the head. And it blew up. My hair's all wet from the lemon juice. And I was laughing so hard. I go inside to tell my buddies, and they're like, "What are you saying? I can't understand you. You're just laughing.
Right.
Why do you smell like lemon? What's going on with your hair?" Yeah.
I
Throwing
totally
lemons,
feel
good
that.
stuff.
Yeah, I totally feel that.
The only other podcast I really listen to is the Adam Friedland show. It's
Oh,
kind of
really?
comedy. He he interviews people, but that's a good laugh. I love
Oh, really?
those guys.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I occasionally get in Joe Rogan, but I can't watch it for no long period of time. I probably listen to like 10 minutes and then you gotta do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are like some other people out there, uh, they got ladies out there talking about, well, what I'm looking for in a man, and I'm like, lady, I think you need to work on yourself before you need to look for a man. Everything you're saying ain't matching up what you doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah. So another one I listen to is called Stavi's World. Do you know who Stavros Halkias is? He's like a big Greek guy.
Nah,
He's pretty funny. But those are Adam Friedland show and Stavi's World are the two I like. But you're talking about wrestling. Did you ever have dreams of becoming a wrestler?
actually, in high school, I was gonna try and be a amateur wrestler, but uh, I just didn't like the workouts they were doing because we literally, and I only lasted, I think, 2 days or something, and we literally had to run around the whole entire park, whatever. It was big park, whatever. And then we had to run all the way down to the grade school. It used to be grade school, but it just turned out to be a church after they just abandoned the grade schools. I think they just turned it into storage or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, it was like a Catholic grade school, and then we had to run past our high school and then run all the way down to that grade school, and then we had to start doing the wrestling moves and whatever. You had to roll on your neck, do all this stuff, and I'm like, man, this is too much. And then
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I mean, rolling around on your neck. Well, you got to roll around on your head. You got to do this. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you gonna break a neck or something. Well, they'll
If
strengthen the neck or whatever like that.
strength in the neck, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
If you were a wrestler, what would your wrestling persona be? Would you be Bo Daddy Harris in the ring, or would you be an entirely new identity?
It'd be pretty much Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin
Oh,
rolled up in
badass.
one. Yeah, because I can get to that personality level when I'm ticked off. So like, and when I want to boost my ego, which I never really boost, you know. But yeah, I can get to that level, and I'm like,
Can you give
like,
me a woo? A Ric Flair woo? All right, all right. I remember as a kid loving him. Like it's just this old
yeah,
guy. He
the
shouts
nature
woo.
boy, Ric Flair.
The nature boy. He's got the cool robe on. He just slaps
Yeah,
people. Doesn't
yeah.
get better than that.
I don't know. It on the most dirtiest player in the game. Limousine riding, jet flying, wheel stealing. Now I was
Yeah,
about to throw in the Ronnie Coleman quote in there, nothing but a peanut. Yeah, buddy.
yeah, he was good when he was teaming up with Triple H back in the day. Oh,
Yeah.
they were a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. Evolution.
Evolution, that was it. Who else
Yeah.
was in that?
Batista, Randy
Batista,
Orton.
Randy Orton. Yeah, they ran Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah. I think they did that for I think 3 years. Yeah, like 2002 all the way up 2005. Well, I think Randy broke off from them in 2004. So yeah, that was some good stuff. So yeah, I can be Stone Cold and Ric Flair sometimes.
At your next show, are you gonna have like the broken glass sound effect before you walk on stage? And you
Oh,
come out.
I'm gonna have something for sure. But I don't know when I'm gonna do something again. I'll just ride out, this next month, see, get this album done. And I mean, something comes up, whatever. I mean, it just, I gotta make a bigger return from the traveling because that traveling and just getting a hotel and all that, that's woo. And be a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's hard to go anywhere.
I mean, it just totally is. Then you got to deal with the venue perspective, whatever. Some venues promote the event, some of them don't.
Oh
They
yeah,
just
I hate when the venues don't promote the event and you're like begging them like, "Hey, we're playing
yeah,
at your spot. I want people to be at your spot giving you
right,
money, so you should share it."
yeah. They're like, oh well, Uh, I mean, that's kind of what happened with the Derby event. They really didn't promote. I'm like, oh, whatever. I mean, if you could bring out people out on Kentucky Derby night, you're doing good. It don't matter if it's 5 people or more than that. I mean, just drawing on Kentucky Derby night, you're doing good. So, because I mean, everybody has something going on Kentucky Derby. You got the celebrities going to their celebrity parties and all that.
Everyone's
You
got their
got,
fancy outfits on.
yeah, well, that's what it's all about now. It ain't about the horses. And then I think this year they kind of threw the celebrities under the bus and went with the TikTok influencers.
Oh.
That's just what I heard.
I don't
Uh,
have TikTok, but I see you on Instagram all the time. And you see you get a lot of people on Instagram. Do you think you have a bigger following on TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay.
I got more trolls on TikTok.
People love doing that.
Oh yeah, they be yeah. Oh well, I'm like what?
You had
Yeah.
me cracking up the other day on the Instagram one where the person was saying something and you just went off on them. I
Oh
was busting up.
yeah.
That was
The
good.
like you need to get in there. I meant to say 20 reps instead of 20 sets, but I'm like,
Nah, it was
but
good.
yeah, and then a lady on Instagram, she got in the comments, saying, well, your body shape. I said, what? Body shaming? I'm like, oh, here we go. You did have to accept his opinion, I'm like, but the guy attacked me, and I just felt like responding.
Yeah, you open up the can of worms.
Yeah, most of the time I don't even respond to the comments because one thing is on Instagram, I don't even get notifications about uh comments anymore. I don't know what they did, whatever. I don't think I get notifications about who likes what anymore.
My Instagram keeps trying to get me in trouble. It says I'm going to get banned for suspicious behavior on my account. I don't know what it's for, but I think it's because I've been commenting in Chinese on posts. I just think it's cool. I
Oh,
like think of a comment and I translate it to Chinese and I copy it and paste it.
right.
And I think it's really fun to do that. But now I do that and I go on Instagram the next day and it's like, we've seen suspicious behavior in your account. We don't want you to get banned. I'm like, well, what's going on? Is it because I'm
Well,
Chinese
Jeff,
posting?
I'm doing the same thing you're doing to your lover at night. G-Mom, let's get it on.
Exactly. Just like
Oh
that.
man, but I totally know what you mean by that. That's like my message box. Like if you go to the request ones, it's
Hmm.
all filled with junk.
Mm.
It's like, hi, here's a link, honey. And they have like 45 people and they're like tagged, whatever. It's like some scam thing, whatever.
Oh yeah,
And
I get those.
it'd be like, come visit my site, honey. I'm good. There's Pornhub. I'm good. But Pornhub's banned in Kentucky, so can't get on there.
I banned in Kentucky.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
The had to do with the state center, whatever they call it. I don't know. Now you gotta use a VPN if you want to get on or whatever. Uh, there's always Twitter. Twitter is just good for politics and porn. That's about it. You try to post music on there, it ain't gonna go over.
Yeah, I haven't been on that site in years. I used to love tweeting. I used to post all the time, but 2020, I was like, this is making me
Oh yeah,
insane.
yeah,
December 2020, I'm done.
yeah, yeah. I totally get it. That's I'm like, man, I get on there. I'm like, all right. Like I watch wrestling short clips on there. That's about it, because I don't have cable. I got Netflix, so I can watch Monday Night Raw on Netflix, but I don't have, you know, the other channels, whatever. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I just go on there and watch the clips on there. But other than that, I'm like, I update my pulse every once in a while. Hey, got some new music out, whatever. Yeah, that's about it.
Do you see yourself staying in Kentucky forever, or do you see yourself moving to like LA or something if you like
Uh,
get more into music?
well, I tried to years ago. I tried to move Nashville and Texas, whichever one. I think both, and just how everything's set up in Nashville. It's just ridiculous, and I like where I'm at right now. Because it's laid back and everything. I love going to the gym I go to, whatever. But as far as doing stuff around here, music wise, it ain't a good fit. So I mean, that's where you gotta go down to Nashville, go down somewhere else, and do all that. Well, right now, I'm cool where I'm at. Callie's still in this house, so I'm like, told her spirit, every day. I said, I'm not gonna leave unless it's time to leave. So,
All right.
so yeah. So other than that, I the whole
Do you live on
central.
your own, or do you have like roommates?
I live on my own, so
That's nice to be able to do that.
yeah, nothing but peace of mind. So other than that's bad. I got like my food is on the way.
All right. So you ready to wrap up, or
Yes,
any other
sir.
questions you got for me?
You got anything coming up you gonna get into?
For me, no. Just my band playing in my town, but um, no, nothing.
Nothing, just gonna lay back, see
I'm
the
gonna ride my
palm
bike, play
trees.
with the cats, watch some movies, barbecue, live the life.
Yeah, and that ain't nothing better than that. Then play with the palm tree right there. All
Yeah,
right, we
maybe I'm
get
gonna go dive in.
yeah, go dive in, try to swim to the moon back there. See, oh, well, I see good looking chicks over there. No,
Oh
that ain't
man. Well, I'm out of here then. I gotta go check
that.
that out.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Hey, honey, I'll be right over there. I'll be gone in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, y'all. Where you going? I'm not
Yeah.
doing cocaine, but I'm doing these ladies.
There you go. That's a good balance.
Yeah. I remember I told a old boss one time, he asked me how I was doing one time. I said, well, I'd be doing good if I was in Cancun with 15 naked ladies in the thing cocaine. And he just walked off. They didn't say nothing.
Was this at JC Penney's?
No, this was at Enterprise Rent a Car.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked there for a hot minute. I mean, it was good over there, except for during the summertime and the wintertime.
A few months ago, I moved. And I had a U-Haul rented. And the day of, they were like, "Oh, we don't have the U-Haul." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I made the reservation, but they didn't show up. So I was scrambling. We ended up getting a truck from Enterprise. And it was like a 25-foot box truck.
Yeah,
And I've driven like a 20-foot U-Haul. I'm like, well, let's couple feet bigger. But the box truck is like a 25-foot box.
Yeah.
And the truck, it's like over 30 feet. It was huge. It was almost like, it felt like a semi truck. I was so scared at the Enterprise. They're like, all
Yeah.
right, we'll pull it up. I'm thinking it's going to be like a U-Haul. It was a massive vehicle. I have no training. I just drive a small car.
Yeah.
And I
I
got
gotta
in there,
have
showed
a
me how to use
CDL.
the air brakes. I had like a hydraulic lift on the back. It was a big vehicle.
And you didn't have to have a CDL?
Nope. And I drove it, had my
Damn.
washer and dryer in there. It was like the scariest thing I've ever done, but also
Yeah.
it was awesome. I'm like, when
Yeah.
I was on the highway, it was great. I mean, the
Yeah.
hour drive on the highway was no problem, but like in town, going a half mile in any turn, I was just like
Oh, Lord,
freaking out. But
I'm
cruising
on
down the
edge.
highway and the
Yeah.
right lane, playing some radio R&B. Oh,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a vibe. But
I
all
bet it
right.
was.
Well, thanks
All
for
right,
having
Mark.
me.
Oh, no problem.
I'm excited to see episode 2, 3, maybe even episode 4. You know, we'll see.
If we get
But
this far, we don't get canceled.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
But
All right. Episode 5, 6, whatever. All right. I think we're a wrap. But it was good chatting with you, man.
take it easy. Keep up the good work.
All right. You
Bye.
too. Bye bye.